Stanley William Hayter was actually one half of several Atelier 17 couples. His first wife, Edith, studied engraving with him in the days prior to when the workshop was actually founded. After that brief marriage ended, Hayter was involved with one of the original members of the workshop, De La Husband. In the later 1930s, Hayter began a relationship with Helen Phillips, who became his second wife in 1940. After several decades, the relationship with Helen ended, and Hayter married his third wife, Desiree. Though she is not an artist, she does factor into the story. Krishna Reddy was also part of more than one workshop couple. Born in India, Reddy studied some in London before making his way to Paris. There he met the American Shirley Witebsky, and they married. In the mid-1960s, the two visited North America, where Shirley was diagnosed with and ultimately succumbed to cancer. After his return to Paris, Reddy met another American studying abroad, Judy Bloom. They married and eventually moved to New York City. Fred and Jean Morrison Becker met at Atelier 17 when it was in New York. He took a job at Washington University in St. Louis, where he became known nationally as a printmaking innovator. The two eventually settled at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. Roger Villard studied engraving at Atelier 17 and became one of the preeminent French engravers over his decades-long career. He met American artist Anita DeCaro at a party organized by people from Atelier 17, and the two eventually married. After a year working at Atelier 17, living out of a hotel, American Jim Munson sought to rent a house in Paris owned by another workshop artist. He needed a roommate to share the costs and heard that Isolde Baumgart, a German printmaker and designer who had earlier worked at Atelier 17, was seeking to return to Paris. They became housemates and eventually fell in love and married. Chilean Sergio González Tornero came to Paris by way of London. While studying at Atelier 17, he met the American artist Adrienne Cullum, and the two eventually married and moved to the U.S. Cullum began writing a history of these early years for me last year, and I am anticipating reviewing it soon. Ted Appleby and Hope Manchester were both Americans. Manchester is officially listed as a member of the Atelier 17. Appleby, however, is not officially listed as having worked there, though at least one print has been found by him that is annotated as being from Chez Hayter. The couple moved to the Elbe La Romaine a year before the Hayters, and they would have socialized with the dozen or so other artist couples then living in the small French town. One remaining Atelier 17 couple's relationship was known as an open secret for years. The two eventually opened their own printmaking workshop together. They will be included in the exhibition if I receive approval from the remaining artist and am able to interview her.